Hey everybody, this is Munson Steed, and welcome to another edition of Sisters with Superpowers. Now, you know that there's a relationship between a special person that when you walk in the door of a bank, there is a beautiful bank manager, an intelligent bank manager, a servicing bank manager. Well, there's a special bank manager, and if you know Pullman, if you know Chicago, but if you don't know, I'm introducing to you, round of applause, everybody, for Katrina Barber. How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I am excellent with a little bit of phenomenal on top.
I love
Um,
it.
and for those young women, if you could talk to your younger self about money and wealth and developing a relationship out the door with a bank manager, what would be the two things that you would tell your younger self to increase your superpowers earlier in life?
Well, the first thing that I would tell my younger self is to max out my 401k. So that would be the first thing that I would tell myself. Now, when I'm in my middle 50s and I'm thinking about retirement, even though I'm in a good position, if I would have maxed out in my early 20s, I would be in a far much better position and ready for retirement. So that would be my first thing is to max out your 401k because 20 is not too young to think about retirement and getting your money and your finances together. My number two thing is credit, 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 and making sure that you keep your credit together and organized and you pay your bills on time. And you save, well, I'm gonna give you three, sorry, and save 10% of your salary. So those would be the three things that I would tell my 20-year-old self.
So thanks for that. So you've talked to yourself. For those who've never really sat down with the banker, and you're a young sister, you've watched this interview, and you said, I need to go sit down with my banker. What do you want, and what would you encourage that young sister and obviously brothers to do today to go establish their relationship with the banker?
So I would say it's all about the relationship. So many times a person would go to a bank, they would just randomly choose a bank and they would go open up a checking account. For the most part, most banks, a checking account is a checking account. You're going to be able to write checks, use your debit card, make deposits, pay your bills. But it's all about developing a relationship with your banker, and that banker is going to be with you through all the stages of your life. So when you start your relationship with the banker, you're going to get your checking account. When you're thinking about buying a house, they're going to help you save and help you go through the home buyer process. When you're ready to buy your car, they're going to be the person that you go to help you get the paperwork ready, to help you get a loan and pick out the car, maybe refer you to a dealership. When you're ready to have a baby, guess what? They're going to be there for you to help you save, to get the things that you need for the baby. Vacation, they're going to help you with the credit card or the line of credit that you need to pay for those vacations. And again, like I talked about retirement, when you're planning for retirement, that banker, that relationship that you have, that person is going to be there to guide you through the way to help you make sound financial decisions. So I would definitely tell my young brothers and sisters that's listening, get a solid relationship with your banker. That is so important to you.
When you have been a banker for a number of years, what do you literally see as the biggest challenge that people can overcome if they have a relationship with a banker?
So the biggest challenge that you can overcome by having that relationship is establishing your credit, getting your credit in order, understanding what you need when you're ready to lend money. So that is so important because, especially for my business, small business owners, a lot of times they know they need money, but they're not ready and they don't know how to get ready. So again, that's why it's so important to have that relationship so that we can help you. We can refer you to different organizations that can give you funding, that can help you with your business plan. So again, it's so important to have that relationship because we have connections with so many people. So CPAs, non-for-profit organizations, micro lenders, mortgage officers. So we're like a quarterback. So we have all of those connections that we can throw and then help you grow personally and professionally.
I love that. For those quarterbacking, obviously the quarterbacker can call the plays, can see the plays. At Rolling Out, we call this the paperwork project.
Okay.
And almost every single vision that you have for yourself as a homeowner, car owner, building owner requires paperwork. What type of paperwork, just when you said CPA, maybe someone doesn't know what paperwork is connected to whom.
So the great thing with now going into the future with technology, small amount of paperwork is needed, but you would need to at least have your tax returns. So that's so important. Making sure that you file your taxes every year, making sure that you have those ready, and your check stubs and any financials that you have. And when I talk about a CPA, that will be your certified public accountant that will help you get all that paperwork together, help you have a financial plan, um, your any of your assets and liabilities on a financial statement. But that would be like the minimum paperwork that you would need. But the great thing, like I said, now a lot of things are digital that you don't even need as much paperwork as you needed before. So that's great that we have the ability to send you a link via your cell phone and you're able to fill out an application, no paper. We're been able to close loans for business account, no paperwork, no docs. So that's a great thing as we move into the tech future of where we are right now.
Well, that's beautiful. So let's uncover the discovery and obviously adventurous career that you've had in young women like yourself. Why finance? Why pick a area and a career in finance right now?
So the great thing about finance, and I do have to let you know that I've been in banking for 32 years.
Ah,
Yes. So I know I always tease people saying, I know I look 32, but I've actually been in finance and banking for 32 years. And I really fell in love with banking because my passion was teaching. So all the while I was growing up, I would tell everybody I want to be a teacher. And when I went to college, I needed to pay for it because my mom was a single parent, and so she needed help. And so I started here as a teller to help pay for college. And I always just thought of banking as a teller and a banker. Never knew about all the different careers that you can have in banking. And once I started working here, I just fell in love with it, and I just grew and blossomed. And I had a lot of great leaders that kind of poured into me and helped develop me. But to answer your question, there are so many careers in the banking realm that young people can get into and that you can grow. Anywhere from business banking side to the credit card processing side. So many different careers. The options are limited.
when you thank you for that, and I
My
really
pleasure.
love that you're sharing the insight. So, if you were given a speech at a Spelman or a Fisk or a Chicago State
Mhm.
here, and you were going to challenge the young people to be ready with their finances, what would the title of your speech for their graduation be? And what would the three financial things that you want them to achieve in their lifetime?
Wow. Okay, so that's a great question. So the title I would probably be something along "Get Your Money Right" or something in that realm. But definitely talk about savings and preparing for retirement. And I know I keep talking about that, but it's so important in your 20s to start preparing for retirement and to set yourself up for that. So I can't stress that enough. So I would tell my early 20-year-olds, think about retirement and start saving for retirement. The number two thing that I would talk to them about is making sure that you have a nest egg for emergencies. That is so important because you never know when it's going to be a rainy day. And if you have your umbrella, then you're prepared for that rainy day. So you want to have your savings set aside for those emergencies that come about. And then also keeping your credit together. And that's a third thing that's so important because your credit, that's your name, that's your reputation, that tells lenders and creditors who you are. And when you have great credit and you keep your credit together, you pay your bills on time, then you can go get what you want. I always remember my daughter, she's 31 now, but when she was around 12 years old, I wanted to buy an Infinity, right? And so I called, I said appointment. And of course, working at the bank, I've always kept my credits together. And so me and her, we went there. I gave them my license and everything. I'm having a conversation with the salesperson. The manager came out to us. He said, we have your car ready. We're washing it. Sign here. 0%. You're good to go. So my daughter looked at me. She was like, we only been here like 15 minutes and they already got you approved. She was like, I said, when you have your credit together and you have your finances together, this is the experience that you have. When you can go in, sign your name, get 0% and drive off with a luxury vehicle. So that kind of taught her. And actually my daughter now, she graduated and she's in banking as well now. So she fell in love with it like I did. So she followed in my footsteps and she's a banker as well. And I really passed on those lessons to her to save and to keep her finances together. That when she walked into the dealership, she can go in there and sign and then drive away without any hassle. So those are definitely the three things that I would tell the young people if I was giving a speech.
Thank you for that. Now, one thing I want you to share. Why is it important to budget? Like literally, why is it important for any sister or brother who's thinking about being successful in life to manage and live within a budget?
Okay, so you asked the right person that question because I live on a budget. I believe in budgeting. Um, and for the last 20 plus years, that's how I've maintained my finances. So it's so important. Again, it's going to keep you financially fit, it's going to keep you organized. It also allows you to know where your money is going when it's coming in. And again, it's preparing you for those emergencies. So when you have your budget, you're paying your bills, you're paying yourself, and you're preparing for the future. So it's so important to have a budget. It's so important to keep your financial everything organized. So that's what I love about a budget. And you again, you know exactly where your money is going, what bills are coming in, what money is going out. And I love a budget. So I live by it. I swear by the budgets.
Right. There are terms like sacrifice. Why is it important? And when you see successful people, obviously you see millionaires, you see business owners, you see individuals that pass down wealth to their families, sell their businesses to their children. What are the characteristics that are frugal, live by budget? What are those characteristics that you see in individuals that you bank?
So I see people who are structured. I see people who want to provide and have that generational wealth for their kids and their grandkids and their great grandkids. So, and I see discipline. because it does take a lot of discipline to live on a budget. Because of course, who doesn't want the finer things in life? When you start to make more money, you tend to spend more money, right? But when you have that budget and okay, so I need to pay this amount for my bills, this amount for my savings, this amount for play, because of course you want to make sure that you have an amount in there that you can shop or whatever your hobby is. If you want to golf, or like my husband, he's a cigar smoker, so he likes to enjoy a nice stick. So okay, we budget for that so he can buy his sticks and go out and things like that. So just making sure that you have that discipline, that structure, and that you can enjoy some of your money as well.
I love that. When you think of the idea of sacrifice,
Yes.
like, why is having the ability to say no today for a better tomorrow and sacrifice now, the idea of savings, the idea of telling yourself, no, not today for that new sweater, buying
Yeah.
a used sweater, buying a used anything, or you
Hmm.
getting something like furniture at. Why is that whole frugal savings, and how do you see it in people that have money that do it?
So again, it's all about what you want for your future and how you want to set up your future. So if you know you want to retire at 50, then you have to make that sacrifice. Like, I have to do these things because at 50, I want to be able to walk away from my job. I want to be still stable at 50 and still be able to pay my bills and enjoy life and travel and enjoy my grandkids. So it's all about setting your goal and reaching that goal. And then also for the people that want to have pass it on to their children and grandchildren, because you want them to have a better life. So again, the payoff is having that money set aside and me being disciplined now and me sacrificing now to where I can say, okay, grandson, I got this for you, and now I'm going to teach you how to again have your budget, be disciplined, enjoy some of it, and then now you're going to pass it on to your son and your grandson.
Beautiful. The lastly is the importance of home ownership.
Oh yes.
Something that's there, something that you know something about. Wealth and home ownership go together. Can you share for those young brothers and sisters, and some not so young,
Yeah.
the value of owning a home and why it's important for their wealth and growth, and obviously for their life?
Oh, definitely. Home ownership is one of the greatest things that you can accomplish in your life. So, just being a homeowner gives you a sense of security. It gives you that asset that you would have, and again, it allows you, if you chose to pass that on to your kids and your grandkids. So, it's so important that you get yourself ready, and put yourself in a situation financially that you can be a homeowner. Um, and again, that's a great thing about working at the bank, that we're touching lives and we have that first hand ability to help you start saving, that put that first $25 in your savings account, and then in a year and a half you're up to 5,000, and then we can have an educated conversation about, okay, so now that you save, we got your 10% down, now let's let you talk to a mortgage officer, let's get you pre-qualified, and then let's get you with a realtor, and let's let you find your dream home. So that is so, so important.